Yeah, I think so. Anyway, we on, are we? Oh, we are. Yeah, we're almost ready. Thank you, Emmy. The water's arrived. That makes 17 glasses of water. The letters tonight, that's what you're interested in. Coming up in about 10 seconds on Sweet Now in Sour. They utterly repulse me. The bigger they are, the worse they are. But even the small ones make me turn away in disgust. What are we talking about? Well, we're keeping you in suspense for about... That's the first letter, so not too long away. Second letter tonight will also keep you in suspense. Everyone's warning me against it. They say it can't possibly work. We've even agreed that it's possibly going to fail. It was my fifth and his first. What are we talking about? Another letter to keep you in suspense. The last letter we'll tell you all about straight away. It's too good to be true. My beautiful 28-year-old daughter wants to get pregnant to her boyfriend. None of them are speaking about marriage. That's not the worst of it. He's 66 years of age. We'll be back with a beautiful lot of panellists when we're all set. We all set up almost in the back there. They're still running around. We'll see you in about 20 seconds. Don't go away. Bye now.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Fantastic. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Terrific to have your company. And four lovely ladies on the panel right now, and you're going to meet them straight away without any delay. Back from Sydney. Hello, Daniela.
Hello, how are you tonight?
I'm really terrific. Fantastic to have you back.
So good to be back. I
How
miss
come
Perth.
we're so privileged?
Well, you know what? A young girl always has to come home. Home was where the heart is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Home?
yeah.
Home pulled you back?
Yeah.
How long did you do away?
I was away for a year and a half.
That's enough.
It's not too long, but
Sydney?
just long enough to really miss it. I was actually in Melbourne.
You're in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Sorry, apologies there. You didn't like Melbourne?
I loved Melbourne, but I wanted to come home. I missed my family,
okay.
my
Home
friends.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
I miss the coast, our coastline. You just
Yeah,
can't
Melbourne
beat that.
doesn't have our coastline.
No, it doesn't.
You a beach bum?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
Welcome to the show again.
Thank you.
You do like our coastline, do you?
I do my...
Do you go down south as well to Margaret River and to, what's the new, Bunker Bay? Everybody's
Bunker
going
Bay.
to Bunker Bay of late.
Well, our family actually has a place down in Bustleton, so I get down as much as I can.
Half your luck.
I know.
All right. What about Melbourne?
Yeah,
You
I
like
love
it?
Melbourne shopping.
What's your favourite city in Australia?
Sydney.
Hello, Andrea. And why would you like Sydney?
I like Sydney.
Is that all of a sudden that you like Sydney?
I've always liked Sydney.
Have you? Do you want to say hello to the boy right now?
Hello. Hi, Brendan.
Guess you really don't want to say hello to the boy.
You're embarrassing me.
Oh, okay, I won't embarrassing you. Do you like our coastline?
Love the coastline.
And
Been
if you
down
had-
to Bunker Bay.
And if you had to pick between a Perth coastline and New South Welsh coastline, which would you choose?
Ours, definitely. We've got better beaches.
Yeah, I think we do too.
Love our beaches.
Amanda, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. Lovely
Perth
to
girl?
meet you. Perth girl.
Love the coastline as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Perth people just love the coast.
I just want someone to say they hate it because we're all being like, I love the coastline.
You can't. And you know what? Once you've been brought up on it, when you go away, you really do miss it.
Yeah.
You do.
You do.
And we become snobby about it too, because you go on holidays in the Greek
Yeah.
Isles and all
I'm
that
really
sort of thing.
judging about
It's really
beaches.
lovely, but it's not like our beaches.
Yeah.
Nothing
Our
like our
beaches are
beaches. I think so. So, to the rest of Australia, you don't know what you're missing. Okay, here we go. Ready to do some work? Sure.
Let's do
All
it.
right. Dear Mitch and guests, letter number 1 comes to us from Cindy of Carlton, Victoria. They utterly repulse me. The bigger they are, the worse they are. But even the small ones make me turn away in disgust. I grew up in a household where all the men, 3 brothers and a dad, were all fit and virile, manly specimens. Now I find myself feeling awkward with my new boyfriend when he takes off his shirt because he has these massive, effeminate man boobs. I went out with him for 3 months and we became really close before we took a winter stroll along the beach. And there's that beach again. And this one's from Victoria. And he decided to sun himself and remove his shirt. And there they were, 2 puppies that would easily overflow in a C cup. I burst out laughing and had the good sense to laugh at his chest and joke about it rather than show how shocked I was. But I'm not getting past this. I hate to think I'm so superficial, but it really revolts me. Is it bad form to suggest he be the one in this relationship to get a boob job? And to answer the question on all the panellists' minds, Yes, they are bigger than mine. As I said, Cindy of Carlton, Victoria.
Wow.
Who are we going to first on this one? Daniela, man boobs. Love them or hate them?
Miss Cindy, look, to be honest with you, I don't think I've really ever come across a set of man boobs that have really bothered me. So I can't say whether I hate or love them.
Okay.
But I am quite picky.
You're picky.
So, Cindy, my advice to you would be, it's only been 3 months, she's saying, that she's been in this relationship. So I'd imagine she's not in the in-love phase. Because I think if you just push through to the in-love phase, you'll probably end up thinking that the man boobs are cute. Like, I dated a guy that had really old man hair, and at first I was like, oh.
What are you
But then
talking
when-
about, old man?
No,
Really?
No, he had like a 75-year-old man's hair, and when I started to like kind of fall for him, I was like, oh, your hair's so cute. You know, so she might end up saying, oh, those man boobs, I love them.
Those little puppies need feeding more than anything. Yeah, no, I don't think. Maybe. She can play with them?
Maybe, because when you're in love with someone, you don't notice those kinds of things.
Don't you?
Or she needs to move on and let him find someone that's going to love
So
his man boobs.
your advice is give it a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't focus on it.
Don't focus on it. Just, you know, keep your eyes closed, touch his arms, touch everywhere else but his man boobs, and you might get to that level of love.
Could it mean that he's just not fit and all he has to do is tone up? No?
I'm just thinking, like, I've seen photos of men with man boobs and stuff, and it is a medical condition. Like, they can get breast cancer and stuff like that. But
Can they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, men can.
Wow.
But if I laughed at a guy that I had been seeing for 3 months, just imagine how insecure he was feeling.
I can't believe he didn't turn around to her and say, wow.
Well, I don't
you
laugh
are
at all your flaws, do I,
mole."
miss? Or your saggy ass or anything like that.
What
So
makes her so perfect?
Exactly. If they revolt you that much, go elsewhere, find someone else. But I don't think that you should laugh at your boyfriend. That's just really heinous.
But yeah, okay. But given that it was a better reaction than going, oh my God, they're revolting, you've got to give her points for that.
You know what's going over in my head right now? Bitty. You know Bitty from Little Britain? Have you heard of Nana Bitty? So I can think.
Over our heads, right?
Over our heads. Amanda, what's going on here? Man boobs.
You love
Cindy,
them.
I think you should move
She
on.
loves them.
I think you should let him go and find someone that's actually a nice person. You're cruel. I can't believe you would a person would laugh at
You
that.
think she should let him go so he could find someone that's a nice
Yeah,
person?
I do.
Oh, you don't
I
like
really
this person.
do. I don't
Cindy,
like
you
her.
don't have a
no,
friend here, mate.
I really don't. And I think that
So there's nothing wrong with man boobs?
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with them, but
But there's nothing
I agree
right
with
them.
Danny. I think that if you gave it a little bit of time, and if you're really in love with this person or actually liked him, you wouldn't sit there and laugh at somebody's face.
Because obviously
That's
they
just-
can't be that bad if she didn't notice the
That's
man
what
boobs
I
with
was
his shirt on.
thinking.
Because
How
if they were
has
that
this
bad,
just
you'd
come
think
out?
you'd notice.
You might have a
That was
as
my
well.
point.
Maybe,
How
maybe
does
he's
she
a
not notice them?
thin man with a
Only
problem.
if
That
Is he
yeah.
overweight?
A muumuu, you can spot
What's a
men-
muumuu?
A muumuu, like a tent thing that
A tent thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
muumuu, and you can spot them from a mile away. I don't care. He must have been the hottest guy ever. That you did not look below this kind of region.
Question though, what happens if she was thinking he's got really good pecs? That's
See,
all.
No. Man boobs point down, pecs
Yeah.
are up.
Oh, you're a connoisseur.
Yes, I am.
didn't realise that.
Yes, I am. I've had
Okay.
many.
There you
Just
go.
quickly, guys, what about the whole plastic surgery thing? She can't ask him to do that, can she? 'Cause
Why
that
not?
would
Why
be,
not?
I don't know, because that's a big decision for someone to make. And if he makes that based on her and dies, I'd feel terrible.
What if he's actually
And
got
dies. What's the chance?
You know what I mean? Like if he goes and gets an
Come on.
operation and dies.
Last word on this. Don't ask him for plastic surgery. Is that what you're
Don't
saying?
ask him for plastic surgery. Try and fall in love with him.
Try and fall in love with him.
They might be fake anyway. He might have a fetish. They might be implants.
Amanda,
She should let him go.
let him
He
go.
needs to get rid of her.
When we come back, we're talking more about Andrea and long distance relationships. Sorry, hon.
You are
Don't go
dead.
away. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour, and if you'd like to send us a letter, send it to the address that's appearing on your screen right now, if we're lucky, because I can't see it, Emmy. And the address is, Emmy, what's the address? It is letters at sweetandsour.net.au, and for every letter that we like and we do discuss, we're going to send you to the movies, courtesy of the very gorgeous Natalie Cameron and NRC Communications. And the movie we're sending you to this week is, if it's up there, Matching Jack, starring...
Australians. A bunch of Australians.
We had to
apparently.
take it. It's an Australian movie and it's a terrific one as well. We're going straight into letter 2, coming to us from Felice in Cottesloe in Western Australia. Hello, sweet and sour panellists. Everyone's warning me against it. They say it can't possibly work out. We've even agreed that it's possibly going to fail, but we just can't stop wanting to see each other, even though we live on the opposite sides of the continent. We met when we were both on a Kentucky trip in Europe. It was my first and his 5th. I fell in love with him the moment I saw him for the first time while he was chatting to a group of girls on our bus. They all found him charming and good looking too. Then he turned to look up and spotted me smiling at him. We've been practically inseparable ever since. After Europe, we stayed in London for a few weeks and then fell further in love. Then his holidays ended and he had to fly home to Brisbane and I had to fly home eventually to Perth. He visited me twice in 3 months and I visited him 4 times. It's easier for me to get away from work. It's so intense when we're together, and then when we're apart, we pine for each other. My sister says to hold out, and if he really wants me, he'll come to Perth. So that's what I'm doing. Well, so far anyway. Whenever I mention him moving to Perth, he always tells me that he would if he could get a work transfer, but his company doesn't have an office in Perth. Is it too early for me to pack up and move there, or should I stick to my sister's advice and wait for him in Perth, as everyone else tells me it's just an all too frequent story of a holiday romance that can't go the distance when tested? Thank you, Felice of Cottesloe, and Andrea. We put you first on this one too, didn't we?
I love
First
you.
bite at this one. Very close to you, is it?
Well, anyway, moving on to Felice. I think your sister sounds miserable. I think, don't listen to her. I mean, they're doing the long distance relationship. They live in the same country. They've seen each other 7 times since. It's not like they're doing the long
You've
distance
done the maths. You've
from
worked it out 7
Kazakhstan to
times.
Perth. And, you know, if you move it over there and it doesn't work out, the bell tower will still be here when you move back.
That's right. It's always
There's
gonna be
nothing
there.
to lose.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained is your outlook. What about this bit where he says that he'd get a transfer, but his company doesn't have an office in Perth?
Look, I think guys have an ego around businesses and their careers, and you know it's really important to them. So I think if she can get away and she's willing to make the move, you know,
Or maybe he just can't get a transfer.
maybe he's unemployable.
You know,
I'll get a job here.
it'd be so hard for me to get a transfer in my job. It'd be so difficult. They'd be like,
Western Australia, though, where Felice is from, where we happen to be sitting at the moment, is booming at this point in time. Surely he could get a job.
What if he doesn't want to work in the mines?
Is that the only place that's booming?
Well, it's one of the places.
One of the-
hospitality. What if he doesn't want to work in hospitality?
Yeah, so, Amanda, what's going on here?
I agree with Andrea. I think that her sister's miserable. I think that's really unfair. I think that
It's not just her sister.
But what is stopping her?
Everyone's telling her.
Okay, I will speak from personal experience.
You've had a long distance relationship
I
as
met
well?
my partner in the UK, and
Ooh.
I was on a working holiday visa, and I would have gone anywhere.
He was from where?
He's from the UK.
Okay.
So I would have moved anywhere for him.
There's
we
a
would have done
difference though.
anything.
He came here, did he?
He moved here.
Ah, this one's not
But
prepared to do that.
We would have compromised. We were going to go to New Zealand. I'm not sure that New
Why
Zealand.
That's a compromise?
I'm glad you
Well,
didn't.
he could get a visa there, and I
Ah.
can live there, obviously. But if we couldn't get the Australian visa for Australia,
Australia, that's what you were going to do.
we were going to go there. And
Terrific.
I can't see myself going to New Zealand, but I would do it.
You were
so I
prepared to
think
do that.
they should compromise. They really need to talk about it. I think that apart from, is it too soon for me to pack up and move there? She
3
needs to
months.
really think about it.
3 months. How do you know if
It
it's too
sounds
soon or
nice.
not?
It sounds sweet. I think it does. It's cute. And what have you got to lose?
Long
really?
distance relationship, you've had one. Is this the first one? Long distance?
Yeah.
Okay, I've had one. Lauren, have you had one?
Never, no. But I am a
You should try it.
hopeless romantic.
too.
And I hear of these stories, and you only live once. Pack up your stuff and go over there.
Follow your heart.
It's,
Yep.
You are a romantic.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's only Sydney.
I did that once.
You know, it's.
You're a mug.
Laura
I'm
Brisbane.
young. No, you pack up your stuff. It's Sydney. It's a 5-hour flight. You can get a flight back
You
anytime.
can get out of there quickly.
You can, and it's not like you're moving to London or Europe or anything like that. But
Ladies, you're
give it a
against the
go.
trend. I've got to tell you, everyone is telling Felice of Cottesloe that it's a long distance relationship and it's a holiday relationship.
no, but
And
I have
he's-
a connection.
But hang on, here's the connection that I'm trying to make. He's been on these Kentucky trips 5 times.
Okay, admittedly,
is he a
some
serial... Hey,
Some
this is
bells
terrific.
did go off. Some bells did go off. But I'm all for throwing your life, putting it in a blender, and pressing that little button for love. You know, it doesn't matter. The worst thing that happens is, a few months later or a year later, she calls up her parents and goes, "I'm coming home," and she comes home and starts again. Yeah. You know?
The girls are all in agreement. You've got nothing to lose.
Absolutely, do it. Go, make love to this man, do whatever you want to do, have the time of your life. Whew,
All right, we're going to take a vote. I don't think we need to. Raise your right hand if you think she should pack up and leave.
I was
They're
like,
all in
let's
I
agreement.
have to do the double check.
None of you want to take any precautions first. None of
Get
you
a
want
job,
to put
maybe. Maybe get a job. Maybe
Get a job?
get a job sorted
Is
out.
it
You
a
want
deal
that.
breaker if she doesn't have a job to go over?
Yeah, I think so. You want to have a little bit of independence.
Move with a friend.
She
Move
needs
with
to
a
support
friend.
herself
Yeah.
first and be
Yeah.
independent,
Support
just
yourself
in
and
case
then
something
go.
doesn't work out.
Have
Okay.
a safety net.
That's what the girls say. Maybe if we had some blokes on the panel, they would have said something completely different. But of course, you just want another woman's perspective, don't you, to make you feel warm and fuzzy. Well, Felice, that's what you got. When we come back, we're going to be talking about having babies when there's no marriage around and the partner is 66 years of age. She's 28. Don't go away.
Tiger. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. What's sweet and sour? It's too damn scary.
That was the countdown. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. Straight into our next letter. Dear Sweet and Sour, if this didn't make me so sick, I wouldn't be writing to you, but I'm at the end of my options. My beautiful 28-year-old daughter wants to get pregnant to her boyfriend. He's all for it too. None of them are speaking about marriage, but that's not the worst of it. The boyfriend, as she calls him, is older than me. He'll be turning 66 on his next birthday, so she tells me. Admittedly, he looks a very youthful 66, fit, tanned and all of that, but 66 nonetheless. My husband just shrugs his shoulders and jokes that we can move into the retirement village with our daughter. But really, it's no laughing matter. I thought at least he would have some dollars behind him, but having brought up my daughter not to be materialistic, it comes as no surprise that he's not much of a provider. But he does have a paid-off house. I just can't see a positive side to any of this. All the older men I'm aware of who have young children also have a fat wallet. Al Pacino, Rod Stewart, David Letterman, and all of them got married to their partners. Can anything good come of this? What can I say to convince my beautiful daughter not to throw her future away, please? Comes to us from Lucy of Lismore, New South Wales. Lauren, straight to you. He's 66.
Hi, I'm a sucker for an older man.
Oh, hang on. Yours isn't 66. He's half that age, right?
No, yeah, he's 36, so 15-year age gap.
Close to half.
I do have a
You're
soft
still
spot
closer
for,
to him than this 28-year-old.
Yeah, no, it is a bit extreme. The one thing that it concerns me is you're talking that they need to get married, they have to get married. Marriage is just a piece of paper. If you're in a loveless marriage...
To you?
Huh?
To you?
No,
To some people, it's more of a...
Yeah, no, I do
Says a
understand
whole
that. If it's a loveless marriage and they are deciding to have kids and things like that, I wouldn't agree with it. But if they are in love, he is going to be 76 when the kid's 10. If they get pregnant in the next year, I'm not sure how healthy that would be for the kid not being able to have a dad that runs around with him or her or whatever like that. But if you haven't said how long they've been together, if they are happy, if they genuinely want to love this baby, I have nothing against that. But just don't bring it into a loveless relationship.
So as long as they're in love,
Yeah.
doesn't matter he's 66, doesn't matter that they don't want to get married.
No.
Lauren's perspective.
Yeah.
All right, Daniela.
Well, I think that she must really love him because he's 66 and he's poor. So we know that she really does love him.
It's okay because he's got a house paid off.
Well, exactly. I've actually got that underlined because I like how the mum said that she's taught her daughter not to be materialistic, but it's okay because his house is paid off. So,
Can she survive on the pension? That's what I want to know.
well, the thing is, this is my theory on this one. I think that if mum just backed away and let daughter be and was supportive of her, maybe daughter would turn around and not even be that interested anymore. Sometimes it's the whole thrill of doing something a bit naughty, a little bit crazy. And if you just support her, let her go with it, she might get bored. She might find that she gets over her 66-year-old, there's no more Viagra, and she will move on, maybe.
Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
But by that time, though, she might be pregnant or she might have a baby. when she
Or
realises.
they could really be in love and have a really beautiful family for 20 years or so.
Is there a time
be
where you
dead
have to
by
put
then.
love
Well,
aside?
that's what I'm saying.
I'll give him
I think he's
10.
got about another 20 years, right?
Is there a time where you have to put love aside and be practical?
No.
And this might be one of them.
No, not
You
in
never
the
have to be
society.
practical.
Not so much in the society that we live in. Do you know what I mean? I think that
Anything goes.
I think in a modern society like Australia, I think anything goes as long as you've got your wits about you.
Anything goes?
I don't want to see a 66-year-old man in Speedos, let alone Tony Abbott. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think
She
that...
does though, it's not you.
Okay, fair enough. I think the mum needs to have an intervention. I just don't think that
Oh,
you're bringing...
Andrea.
Look, you're bringing a baby into this world and, you know, they're going to go out on like Sunday afternoon for a stroll and they're going to be like, oh, your granddaughter's so lovely.
So what?
I don't know. I disagree.
So what? Would you stop having a baby because some people are going to go, oh, your granddaughter's so lovely? I go out with my niece who's 20-something or other and they say, oh, your fiance's beautiful.
Yeah, but you love that. What is the other way around?
And I go out with my girlfriend and they say, oh, your niece is lovely.
Gary Mitchell.
All right, Amanda, what's the last word on this one?
I can't figure out what is disturbing her more. The fact that he has no money, that they're not getting married, or that he's old. I think that dads are usually a really good judge of character.
And
If he
this
doesn't
one's
care,
shrugging his shoulders.
If he doesn't care, then if that was my dad, I know that he'd not be pleased. But if the dad is kind of like, well, you know, just let him go. Just let
All
him go.
predicated on
Don't
the
be
dad.
such a prude. Just,
He thinks it's funny.
just go. Exactly, he thinks it's funny.
I figure if the 28-year-old is going to be responsible, she's going to be responsible for the majority of her life for her kids because the hubby won't be around.
Well, like they say,
But she
they've
knows
raised
that.
her well.
But
She
then
knows
she'll
that.
have a house.
She has
She'll
a
have a
house.
house.
Yeah, it's
Well,
paid
actually,
off.
you don't know whether his kids have got claims on that house if he's got other kids.
Well,
We
it
don't
doesn't
know
say.
whether he's got another family. We
He's
don't
no
know.
Al Pacino.
Okay, hang on. We are going to do another little quick vote on that. All those who say go for it, raise your right hand.
Go for it.
Ooh, Andrea, you're
Fail.
the lone wolf.
Fail.
I'm with you. We've got to go.
Okay.
Lucy of Lismore, we hope that's helped you. We've got to disappear. Which letter did you like to give away the pair of limited edition sunnies?
Well, we
No.
actually had a little bit of a discussion about this, and we've decided to go with Felice from Cottesloe because she wins some sunnies, doesn't she?
Felice, she does indeed. Felice of Cottesloe, who's... Oh, the long-distance relationship.
They're long-distance relationships. So Felice,
Felice.
if it doesn't work out, you can wear the sunnies to hide the tears on your way home.
Terrific. Panellists, thank you for being with us tonight. It's been terrific to have you.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you for tuning on Sweet and Sour. Thank our terrific crew as well, and we'll see you next week. Good night, Australia. Bye-bye.